Happy Wednesday, everybody, and welcome into the Gramlich and McLean podcast, presented by Ingles, the official supermarket of Gramlich and McLean. We are here to preview Boston College and Missouri. I would say probably the biggest game of the weekend in the ACC, maybe in the country, because game day's going to South Carolina LSU for some, I don't even know, reason. So, Mac, we got to get into this one because this is a ranked matchup down in Missouri.
Yeah, it is a little interesting that they're coming here to Columbia, where I live.
Oh,
When
yeah,
I saw that, I was
that's
like,
right.
why?
Here.
For what?
Mac, maybe you'd be the guest picker.
Doing? Maybe. I don't know who else it'll be. Don Staley, actually. That's who I would do. I would for sure do Don Staley.
For
that would
sure.
be so lit. Yeah. It would be so cool. Yeah, like you said, the best ever. But anyway, yeah, we're talking BC today, and we have our guy, Tommy Castellanos, joining us. I have met Tommy a couple of times. Having him on the pod, this is a first, so we're very excited for that. And vibes are high for Boston College, KG. So high, in fact, that last night I posted my ACC power rankings on Instagram. So I've had it on Twitter kind of all day, and then at night I hit it on Instagram as well. And do you know where I have BC? Did you see it by chance?
You had them pretty high. Fourth?
Had them high. Had them at 4.
Yeah.
4. Boston College at 4. Don't know when that's happened last. Probably never since I've worked at the network. But here we are. Guess who called me and was pissed off that they were only 4? Who would you think? Just throw out a crazy random name. Friend of the show. I'll give you a hint. Friend of the show.
Herzlich?
Good guess. One more guess.
No. A friend of the show.
Big friend. Big friend. Had him on plenty of times.
We've had him on?
Yeah.
Why am I blanking? Oh. Christian Mahogany.
Christian Mahogany.
Yes, Christian.
So I'm sitting down watching Monday Night Football, whatever, locked into the game, and then boom, my phone starts ringing. I'm like, why is Christian Mahogany calling me? It's like something must be really wrong for him to call me. So I call him, answer it, say, hey, what's up, big dog? Are you kidding me? They're below Clemson? That's the first thing. No pleasantries, nothing. He said, dude, you're a homer. That's crazy. That's the craziest thing I've ever seen. I said, I don't know about that, brother, but let me just tell you guys, BC fans are lit. They're excited. I've had a handful of other Boston College fans in my mentions and in my messages. So let's see. You got a great opportunity this weekend. It was good to see him and talk to him. We talked for like 15 minutes. It was awesome. It was fun to hear from Christian.
Great guy. We loved having him on the podcast. Those BC offensive linemen are always so good on our podcast, Max. So yeah, shout out to Christian. I understand him fighting for his team. I get that. I love that. Mac, I'm going to transition because when I think O-lineman, I think food, and I think feasting, as you know. And of course, we are sponsored by Ingles on this podcast. And football season's in full swing. Mac was just saying, you were just saying, Mac, you're like, I want to cook more, but I'm so busy. And that's the beauty of Ingles, especially for football season. They've got, your sandwich trays, your dips, their guac. I swear by their guac. If you have not tried the Ingles guac, go try it. But they've got some pre-made stuff for you. So if you just don't have time, especially, let's be honest, Mac, and I know this is coming up for the Tigers. If it's a noon game, like sometimes you just don't have time and you don't have the effort to do that. So make sure you hit up Ingles because they can hook you up there and make it easier for you, Mac, when you're too busy.
And that's the great thing about them. As you mentioned, they've got it ready for you. Go to the deli, go to the hot bar section, whatever you want. They've got that. Now you do need to get there early because everyone else is going to be doing the same thing. You better get your stuff and get out of there. And of course, they have the best meats in town. So if you do have time, or if you just don't like to sleep like I don't, you get up at 5 a.m. for a noon game and you start smoking your meat right then and there. So that's what you got to do. Go over to Ingles, as KG mentioned, the best in the business. So quickly, before we jump into this interview, which was awesome, a message from our friends over at Ingles.
At Ingles, we know your closest companions are the ones who are always there for you. The ones you trust to have your back, no matter what. Who make the hard times a little softer. And the good ones, somehow, a little better. That's what family is all about. Whether they walk on 2 legs or 4. Ingles, all the ingredients for family.
All right, Tommy Castellanos, great to see you, brother. Thank you for joining us. I got to say, it was fun seeing you in person Monday night down in Tallahassee. you look so confident, so much in control, and then you just replicate that by going for 90%. You had 9 completions, 4 of which were for touchdowns. How's the season been so far, my man?
It's been great. Just got to keep rolling, but it's been great. We've been taking it one game at a time, one play at a time. It's been amazing though to get these first 2 dubs. It's been amazing.
I do have to follow up with this quickly, KG. How was class right after Florida State? Because that was funny when you said that. We go to Boston College. We have class.
Yeah, it was okay. We had got back later that afternoon, like 1:30 or whatever, and I didn't have class at like 4:30, so I was okay. I got time to lay down, take a little quick nap, and then head in. So it was good. But when I walked in, my teacher was like, "Oh, he made it!" Like they was excited.
I love that because Boston College, I actually just saw a list of kind of the new Ivies, and BC was on there. So when that's a big deal to get your degree from there. And I do remember getting back late and having to go to class the next morning, and you're just like, God, I don't want to do this, but you have to. That's just part of it.
You got to.
So we love to hear that, Tommy. Okay, take us more into that Florida State game because like Max said, the confidence that not just you, but your whole team played with to be in that environment, in that, Doak Campbell, it's crazy down there. We know Florida State obviously coming off a loss, but what kind of mindset did you guys have going into that game and how were you able to translate it to the field?
I really just give like all props to the coaching staff. Coach O'Brien and his staff is there amazing job with us this summer. And we did an amazing job of just buying in and being that sponge and soaking up all that wisdom and all the things there, being able to relate to us from, a schematic standpoint, from a preparation standpoint. Like things are different here at BC. And since he's been here and since those guys have been here, they've just been demanding a discipline and respect and just trust us. We've been on all levels. We've seen it all. Been on national championship teams, Super Bowl teams. Those guys got a lot of experience. And we want to be one of those teams for those guys. So we just I would say we just did a great job of just buying in and listening and just being coachable. So I give all props to our coaching staff. They've been doing an amazing job with us.
That's awesome, man. And I'm sure it's amazing to be coached by a guy like this. I mean, he's had Deshaun Watson, Tom Brady, recently in college. When you see the things that he did at Alabama, so what is that like? I mean, just for you personally, to have a guy that has coached all these unbelievable, some would argue the best ever in Tom Brady. What is that like for you to have that each and every day?
It's amazing. I'm actually grateful. And I tell them guys, I don't say those guys, but I tell him, and I tell my quarterback coach and just the offensive staff all the time that I am grateful for him, like the way he just came in and changed my life around and just, changed me as a person, as a leader, as a player. I'm very grateful for him and I really believe in him and he really believes in me. And I'm just going to continue to trust him and do whatever he says because right now it's working. So I'm going to continue to just do whatever he tells me to do.
I love that. It's definitely working. And Tommy, I'm just curious because a lot of what happened with Coach Hafley leaving to go back to the NFL, it happened later in the offseason, and you're probably like, what is going on? So what was your your overall thought when Bill O'Brien was hired? And then what was your first conversation with him like?
It was at first, I was excited, to be honest, just because of I don't think my whole entire life I haven't been coached by that type of caliber coach, and with that resume, just thinking about the coaches, I mean the players that he's coached and the different atmospheres and like where he's been at and like where he's made it in his career is just like I can be like one of these guys, and I think that's when it really took in. And I was synced in, and I was like, I can be like Bryce Young, or I can be like Deshaun Watson, or Tom Brady, or so, and he can help me, reach my goals and my dreams for the future and get into the next level, and being a better quarterback. So that's was my thoughts when we hired him, and then the first conversation was like it was actually kind of crazy because uh, before he spoke to the team or whatever. Me and Donovan Azaraku, we met with him alone before he went into the team. He requested to meet with us before he spoke to the team when he first got hired, and he was just telling us like what he plan on doing with us and all his goals and stuff to change around and stuff like that. And I was just the whole time I was just sitting there smiling like just cheesing. I was like, yeah, what I'm saying, we got a guy now and he's gonna change this thing around and bring some juice to the team and bring some atmosphere. So I'm very grateful for him.
Yeah, and then just to deliver game one, top 10 opponent, getting the dub. I mean, I know obviously you guys played the game, but it's pretty
Yeah,
cool start to an era. To do something of that nature, to go to somebody's house and just take it. I mean, bully ball, at the end of the day,
yeah.
what you guys were able to, accomplish down there. Let's talk about your play, man, because it looked different game one right away for me, in person, seeing how you were getting through your progression so quickly, making decisions. What all went into it this offseason to really get you where you are right now, just playing at a very high level?
Uh, Once again, my coaches, man, with Coach Will Lawn, Coach DiBiaso, my quarterback coach, and then Coach O'Brien. Like those three guys right there has been doing a great job with me. It's just like, okay, the quarterback position, like not just like, and it starts like off the field first, and then we just trigger later through the summer to on the field stuff, and then as a quarterback through progressions or through coverages and through little things of finding or just preparation, just watching and seeing what I can find in the defense or like just things that they're taught me, or just like from a progression standpoint, eliminate and move on, being able to, eliminate and getting off of things and getting back to things, or and then just check downs. Like he told me a story like Tom Brady had it like probably 2,000 passing yards off a whole season just nitpicking like underneath routes, check
Isn't that
downs.
crazy? It's there. The yards are
Yeah,
there if you can
it's
find them.
good. He said, take what the defense gives you. Don't be greedy. Don't be hungry. And this offense, like we've been doing this for years, just take it and just take it, and then that's how you will help the team out this year. So I've been doing an amazing job of just, like I said, just being that sponge and just soaking it
Yeah.
all up, just playing for my teammates. Like I'm not really one of those guys that like, cause like I got a question the other day, like, hey, how many passes have you thrown in the last two games? Like right now, that's not. I don't care about the stats. I don't care about the big numbers, anything like that. Like I just want to win, and that's what we've been doing, and it's been working. So just gotta continue to just grind that out and scratch that out.
I do want to go back to the check down really quick because I just have to feel if I was a quarterback, I'm wanting to rip it every play, right? And keep your eyes downfield. Was that a bit of an adjustment for you? Was it hard or,
It
did you just
definitely
fully
was.
trust them? Okay.
Yeah, it definitely was because last year, I mean, you guys could see, like, I was more of a aggressive guy.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to be aggressive, like, and I wanted to take the top off, or I wanted to, have those explosive plays. But he was like, you don't be greedy, don't just like let the game come to you. Once you try to force things and you try to like, make this happen, then that's when the game go wrong. But if you let the game just come to you, everything will work out the way it needs to be.
I want to talk. We're going to get into this Missouri game because we're all super excited for this. Of course, BC now ranked, which we love to see heading down to Missouri. I think a lot of people are going to be watching that
Yes,
game
sir.
excited. But Tommy, I want to ask just in general, because I was looking up your bio. You played corner as well in high school. You played basketball. You played soccer. You ran the 400. Like I'm just envisioning you on the track, and that's terrifying for other teams. But I have to imagine maybe with your size or whatever, did people try to tell you to change positions? Like you obviously love playing quarterback, and you were so
Yeah.
good at all these other sports.
Uh-huh.
What is it about quarterback for you?
It's just the leadership role
Mm,
that I have and the mentality. Uh, I'm a smaller guy, so you just gotta have heart. I don't know, like everybody
yeah.
around me, they know me, that knows me, like they know that like I don't care who we playing, I don't care what day it is, I don't like let's go. You know what I'm saying? It's just I'm ready to go at all times, and I'm just, one of those fierce guys that's ready to, put my body or put it all on the line for the team, down in and down out. A lot of teams try to get me to play different positions when I was
Mm,
coming out of high school, stuff like that. But like, I wasn't going for it. Quarterback
yeah.
is like a position that I love to play, and it's only because of like everybody looks to me to, you know, run the ship or run the show. And that's what like and not when things are going good. My best part about it is when things are going bad and things are not going the right way and things are not going the way we want it to be. And that's when I like to come in and like, okay, guys, you know, if you believe in me and you trust me, then we're gonna make this happen, we're gonna do this. And that's what I love about it the most. I don't care about the fame, I don't care about all that. I care about when things are going wrong, you know, who gonna drop and and play ball. You know what I'm
That's right.
saying? Like that's what
I
it's all
do.
about. Like that's what I love most about football because everything ain't gonna go your way, and adversity gonna hit, and either you gonna tap out or you're gonna lead your team and continue to fight with them and continue to battle. and throw those
Hey,
punches.
give me a helmet, man. Let's go. Come on. I'm ready, KG.
Mac's ready to block for you right now, Tommy. Well, those people who wanted you to change positions look really stupid right now. I think that's obvious. But I'm just curious too, growing up, are there certain quarterbacks, because the way you play quarterback is unique. There's no doubt about it. Are there certain guys that you watched that you really like or that you still watch now that you take from?
For course. I watched a lot of Bryce. I just like the way he's so
How about
poised.
that? That's pretty funny.
Interesting.
I watch him like when he was in Alabama when I was a freshman in high school, or when I was in high school. I watched him a lot just because he used to be like his aura, like he's
Yeah.
just so calm and like so relaxed, and so like no matter what's going on, that's what I love. Like the most, like he's always just here. Like
Yeah.
even when they big play down, like he's always just like and one like so I just be watching him a lot. He's so calm and he's just so relaxed at all, like just so poised. And I watch Patrick Mahomes a lot. I like the way I like the way he plays. He's a incredible player. I watch Caleb Williams a lot. Like I like watching guys like that. That's creative. That make the off schedule plays. They like to, make crazy plays and do stuff in that nature. But yeah, I watch a lot of those guys. But then again, like from a leadership standpoint, I watch a lot of Kobe Bryant videos or like Tom Brady. Like Coach Phil Bryant tells me about Tom Brady all the time. So I like to go back and just okay, Google Tom Brady or YouTube Tom Brady. And he was crazy on the sidelines. He's a lot different than Bryce. He's a lot different from Patrick Mahomes. He's more like getting into guys, getting onto guys, making sure they're doing the right thing, and so that. So it's like a lot of different leadership styles and play styles. But like if you all just try to grab something from all those great guys and just bring them, and try to add them to your game or add them to yourself, then eventually, some good things will come out.
Yeah, it's pretty terrifying to think of Bryce Young mixed with Tom Brady and Kobe Bryant. Have fun stopping that guy, and we get Tommy Castellanos. I love it, man. That's great. It's good to learn from those guys and see that, and like you said, pull all those attributes together. Looking at your team a little bit more, going into this matchup, man, what do you want to continue to see from your guys, offensive line wise? Obviously Trayshawn has been electric in the backfield, and then guys like Bond and so on and so forth for your wide receivers. What do you want to see from this offense moving forward in this game?
Obviously, we've been doing a really good job of playing great football, clean football. I just want to continue to see that. Just clean football. Just be disciplined, play complimentary football, and just be competitive. Just give me your best down in and down out the way they have been. It's this room, and as you watch film, there's things to clean up for sure. But like we've been very disciplined in these last two games. That has not been great for us last year, and that's what penalties. If you protect the ball, like, and that's my job. If I take care of the ball, and we have no penalties and play discipline, that's what I would love to see. We did a great job of that these last two games that we did a terrible job of last year. Pre-down, post-down penalties, stuff like that, and me with the interception. So now just protect the ball, play clean football, and be competitive. And I can't ask for anything else.
Yeah, and those, of course, are keys whenever you go on the road. And we saw you guys do that at Florida State. So you're going into another pretty good environment, but you've seen that before, at least this season. Tommy, I don't know if you look at this. You probably don't because you're just watching Kobe on YouTube, and I love that. But it's interesting that no one's really, when you look at the Vegas lines or whatever, I mean, we're talking like double-digit dogs going to Missouri, and Boston College is a ranked team. Does that make you feel some type of way? Do you not care? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I don't care at all, to be honest. I promise you I don't. Just keep going. We only play 2 games. It's nothing, that it's nothing towards our goal that we're trying to work for, or that that we're working to. But I mean, just keep playing. I mean, it's good to see, and it's good for the BC community. I think that's who cares more about it: the school, the fans, and the people that cares more about it. But like us on this team, like, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I just want to continue to win and continue to play, and then continue to, see that thing rise. But I really don't care about the top 24, top 25, because I've seen teams not in the top 25, not 24, upset teams. And for example, number 10 team in the country, 2 L's under, like, so like a lot of that stuff is like just guys just making predictions and just assumptions. It's not really like real. So I really don't pay attention to a lot of that stuff. We just
wake them up. Wake them up. It's going to be fun. I can't wait to watch it, man. Hey, appreciate you joining us, brother. Good luck, and we can't wait to see you soon. Appreciate your time.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys. God bless.
Thanks again to Tommy Castellanos for joining us. Loved hearing his perspective, Mac, his confidence, and really just his thoughts on working with and being coached by Bill O'Brien. I thought that was so interesting. And obviously, it's worked out well for him. He really talked about how much more disciplined BC has been and just the first 2 games. But I think that's really showing as well. So it was great. I'm excited to watch him play at Missouri. Let's get into this game, Mac. Number 24, Boston College travels to number 6, Missouri. Missouri's up to number 6 in the country. This is a 12:45 Eastern, 11:45 a.m. local time kick at Missouri. The line is 16.5, which seems high. The total is at 54.5. There's a lot going on here with Missouri. I've been reading up a bit more on Missouri and looking at different things. I forget, Mac, the finish they had to the season last year. They beat Tennessee. They won some other games, and they beat Ohio State in their bowl game. Now, Kyle McCord didn't play, but they have Brady Cook, who's a 5th-year senior, has been at Missouri all 5 years. They have Luther Burden, who is a really talented wide receiver. They have Theo Weiss, the Oklahoma transfer. Their defense has yet to allow a point this season. I really do think this is a very good Missouri team.
Yeah, on top of transfer running back Nate Noel. It was funny. I was looking at that and seeing him, and I was like, well, I know that name. Like that guy wasn't at Missouri. Where was he from? Dude's been at App State for like 5 years and been a monster.
What it was. Yes.
Covered him in the bowl game where him and Peebles just back and forth 80-yard touchdowns every other play. I mean, those he's a freak. 5'10", 190 from the Miami area. They're gonna have their hands full. Really, really good offense. I think that's why people are really excited about these guys, but you've got a good team too. And you've got Tommy Castellanos, which we just, again, heard from him and saw these things. 6 touchdowns on the year. Could have been a lot more if he wanted to, if Bill O'Brien wanted to, especially in that Florida State game and the second game of the season there against Duquesne. So I'm excited to see this matchup. I think the over-under number will be interesting. How is this the best defensive team, that Boston College has played?
Sure.
I know kind of preseason, everyone would have thought for sure Florida State, but it's going to be a big test, for them just to see how they do. But the thing that not inspires me, but gets me the most excited, about their offense still being able to perform at the highest level, KG, to me, is exactly what Tommy said about the offense and trusting Bill O'Brien, trusting the offense, how they're going to run it, and that he doesn't have to take shots every play. He doesn't just have to rip it downfield, find the open guy. With him kind of saying there's going to be a guy somewhere. You just got to find him. Go to your check down. Tom Brady had 2,000 yards in one season of check down routes. I mean, that's a big deal. And I love the, kind of realness and openness from Tommy saying that's hard. It's hard to not just want to rip it and take shots and take chances, but to just play within the offense. But that's the biggest difference for me. And, I didn't really understand it at first. Kelly, when we were watching Florida State, I'm like, gosh, he just looks so sharp. Like, what's different? What's different about his game? And then hearing him say that, you're like, yeah, that's exactly what it is. He's being patient and not being greedy, which I love. And I think that will travel well.
Makes a lot of sense. I think you're exactly right. And one thing I remember, you brought up Christian Mahogany at the beginning, the great Boston College O-lineman. One thing we always used to talk about with BC is they would have these great O-lines, but they couldn't really run the ball. Right. And that's a big, when you bring in Castellanos, because he's such a threat, obviously he can run it. But to have Treshaun Ward, who I think is a big difference maker for Boston College, pair him with Robichaux, and then pair him, of course, with Castellanos, their ground attack has looked very good. Now, this is by far the best defense they're going to see. Right. I think that BC is going to be able to score, Mac. I think what worries me, or at least to me what's a bit unproven, this BC defense, because I think this Missouri offense is so good and so dynamic, and they have so many weapons with Burden and Weiss. And Brady Cook is very much, he's mobile too, by the way. He had some big rushing touchdowns against Buffalo, but that's what worries me. In Missouri, from what I've seen, they do a lot of stuff to the outside, just trying to use their speed. Can BC keep up? That is my biggest question. And so I do think when you look at that total of 54.5, I think if this game is lower scoring, it really helps BC.
Right. Well, you know what they say, the best defense is a great offense. That's the thing. When you can just score a lot of points, who cares? Figure it out. And to go back to the run game quickly, before I do look at this defense, these guys have almost 4 100-yard rushers in 2 games.
Yeah.
Like good. That's fun. And Trayshawn Ward for sure is the, all-purpose guy. I mean, out of the backfield, he is sick. I mean, they ran this little wheel/rail route multiple times against Florida State. And it's almost like a triple option where, Tommy has a bunch of choices where he can go. And he's just trying to put stress on that corner or linebacker and get them to come up just a second, and boom, they're putting them in really adverse situations. And then just the threat of running it, what the offensive line's been able to produce is really fun. But we're really going to see the playmakers step up in this game. I mean, they're going to have to, because clearly against Florida State, you're able to kind of do what you want. Last week, for sure, we're able to do what you want. Now we're going to see some real game planning, and that is going to be fun. To see Bill O'Brien, the genius that he is, how are they going to get into a situation where they can really roll? And then defensively, guys just stepping up. I mean, Donovan Ezeraku has been on a mission. I mean, that guy has looked freaky. This is the stage. You want to go get paid? You want to go to the NFL? Do all these things? This is the game where everybody's going to be watching. I heard whispers about it at Florida State. Jordan Reed was there. Other guys were there. They're looking at him and saying, okay, what is he going to be able to do? How can he take a step forward? This is the game where everyone's going to look back when you're being drafted. Let's flip it on. Let's see what 6 does. And so how much does he take that in mind? And it's not just sacks. Don't just get caught up in numbers. How much do you affect the game and really make a difference?
Yeah, for sure, Mac. Jordan Reed, friend of the show. We love Jordan Reed. But yeah, this is a massive game for a guy like Donovan. And I want to see the speed of this BC defense. Can they keep up with some of these speedsters that Mizzou has? That to me is one of the big keys. And then I've always said this, Mac, and I think you agree. I really think in a noon game, which this game is 11:45 a.m., so it's even earlier. I think that the road team benefits. And now, Missouri will probably have it packed out. I get that. But I still think the road team benefits in a noon game setting. If you can go out there and throw the first punch, it can be really a big deal. Because obviously, I think most Missouri fans, when you first saw this game on the schedule, you didn't think much of it. Now, they're probably going to be a bit more hyped up for it. And, Mac, I wanted to ask you, too, because Florida State, we know, and this is a random tangent, Florida State is grass, their field. And when I watch Missouri, I always feel like their field looks more turfy than any turf I see. Now, if this is just random, I get it. And I don't know if I realize this, BC's field is turf. So correct. I don't think this is going to be my first thought was this is a weird field. If you aren't used to playing on turf, could be an issue. But BC plays on turf, Mac. So that's not even going to be a problem to me.
Are you hitting us with the Louisville stat already? How good Louisville was on turf last year?
They were so good.
Are you hitting us with that week 3?
I mean, they're obviously 1-0. BC's 1-0 on turf. But I just feel like playing on turf would be weird, Mac. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that, but my point is I don't think it's going to affect BC.
I think if you ask Bill O'Brien this question, I think he would say turf, grass, concrete, mud, gravel, we'll play. We'll show up. I think that would be his answer. I think it would.
Love it.
I don't think he cares.
Love it, Mac.
But I do think you're faster. I think you're faster on turf, which will be fun. It'll be fun to see Tommy getting loose, doing his thing, getting out there sliding on guys. So I can't wait to see it. This game is going to be so much fun. Again, probably the best matchup of the day. The weird time is annoying because we will be working and probably miss like half the game doing half times of other stuff. So I'm a little frustrated by that, but can't wait to see it. Excited. And then we are going to, I think it just came out. If not, sorry, breaking news. We're going to be at Boston College next week. And I cannot wait. Red bandana game, Michigan State coming to town, prime time at BC. First time ever the Huddle will be up there. Can't wait. So hopefully big momentum.
Weather, Mac. You're going to get some great food.
See some
Boston.
Foliage. Yeah, Italian food. I can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. So anyway, appreciate you guys always. Appreciate Tommy for his time. That was so much fun. First appearance on the show. Who knows? Let's see how this season goes. Maybe we get him on here a lot. I would love that. But appreciate y'all always tuning in. We need your help. Go over to YouTube, subscribe, jump in the comments. Let us know what you thought and what you think about this game coming up. Tell us about this number, 16.5. Seems massive to me. I don't know if I'm digging that.
I would take that now. I would take BC plus 16.5 because it could get smaller, I would guess, as the week goes on. I don't know. Maybe it grows. Maybe you want to wait.
Yeah.
But that feels like way too many points for me. I do want to add, though, I did see Missouri. I think they've covered in 8 of their last 9 games. So I'll just throw that out there.
Guess it's going to be 8 out of 10 moving forward. Here we go, people. Excited about that. Appreciate our friends at Ingles. Appreciate our friend at Underdog. Those numbers, whatever you want to call it, the picks will be coming out soon. You guys check those out. We'll have a ton of those on Friday for you. And don't forget to use our code GMPod. Right. We'll get you up to $1,000 in bonus cash, baby. You got to use that. Jump on this train. It's the easiest place to do fantasy sports. It's so much fun. Higher lowers. I can't wait to see it with this game. It's going to be really interesting to see what some of those numbers are. So anyway, until next time, we'll see y'all.